Now here's the man that needs no introduction.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
I've always wanted to do this.
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
What's your connection to Parkinson's disease?
Hey everybody, it's Jim here.
Sorry, that's my foot.
I'll do better next time. You've talked about DBS a couple of times. Did you suggest it? Did your neurologist suggest it? Walk us through the decision making.
It's been an ongoing conversation. I don't know who said it first, but it's just been an ongoing conversation. Because when I first started this journey, I refused to take any meds. I wasn't going to take any meds until I absolutely had to. And I reached a point where life was basically falling apart, and the doc said, "Well, you can either quit doing some of the stuff you're doing, or you can take meds, and the meds will help you." I finally did, and I was like, "Crap! Why didn't I do this a long time ago?" Because it made a huge difference in my quality of life. So I looked at DBS. You hear about these things. I looked at Duodopa, and I started considering them a long time ago, just because I didn't want to make that same mistake. I didn't want to rush past things and not have careful consideration of them. And so for a variety of reasons, I decided against Duodopa. I didn't want to go that route. But the more I looked at it, the more DBS seemed to be the thing for me. I looked at the good, the bad, and the ugly. I've been fortunate that I've had the opportunity to be all over the world and talk to all kinds of people who have it. So I've seen the failures. I've seen those that have done, kind of so-so on it. I've seen the great successes. And then applying all that, not trying to apply that knowledge to my situation, it looks like it's a good decision for me.
You don't have a set date yet, but you have a time frame, right?
They've said the first part of the year. So
okay. All right. Well, we hope it goes well. We had somebody else on the podcast who just went through DBS, and he was talking us through that. Mike is in line for DBS surgery. It's becoming more and more commonplace. I took limited medication when I first started. I couldn't appreciate just how bad I was feeling until I took that. And I was like, oh, why did I wait so long? And I know everybody is different, and they all have their own medical guidelines. So we're not saying take the medication, but it made such a big difference for me.
Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not saying take the medication, but I'm awfully close to it.
Yeah, right. We are saying exercise.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely saying exercise. Everybody should get their butts out and exercise. You need to do something and exercise. But with the medication, I've heard so many people argue, well, what about the dyskinesias? What about the dyskinesias that come on out? So, you may not be alive when the dyskinesias come on. Quite honestly, live today. Live today. If I have the slight dyskinesias now, 12 years in, and I've been on the medication for 9 years. It's not mattered. But those first 3 years that I didn't take meds, no, they mattered. I look back on that, and I think I could have made a significant difference in life. So, live today, and we have to make our own individual decisions. But I want to be fairly strong on that. Be wise in how you deal with your medication.
Absolutely.
Take that medication called exercise, because that one we know will change your world for the good.
Exactly. Well, and let's talk about exercise. What's a day of exercise look for you?
Well, today should be a yoga day, a stretching day for me. Yesterday would have been a bike day or a stretching day. Wednesday was at U-turn at the gym. Tuesday was at the gym for our new dance class. Monday was at the gym for Golden Gloves, and Wednesday is Golden Gloves, and then and then I scatter other things in throughout the week. I'll cycle here and there. I'll cycle to the gym or cycle to wherever I'm going, that kind of stuff, and work at staying active. It's tough, I know it's all tough because we're all of a certain age. Parkinson's is not the only thing I deal with. It's not the only thing a lot of folks deal with. There's stuff that tries to get in the way all the time, every day, but pretty much every day there is something that I do that's exercise related to keep me active and moving. Yeah, it's important. Every day I take my meds. Exercise is medication. We need to take it.
We really do. One of the things I like about the idea of U-turn Parkinson's is exercise and community, and people get both there. I've seen it firsthand. I've seen all the people who come out and how much they enjoy each other, and they work hard.
Yeah. They do.
Yeah.
They really do.
They,
I've had friends without Parkinson's come visit our classes with me, and we just kick their butts. And they're like, "What is going on here?" I said, "Well, did you think we went easy because we had Parkinson's? Like, what do you think you were coming to?"
the golden gloves, the rock steady boxing gloves, those are hard. I'm getting back to this Canadian voice and your international voice. Did you always know you could be a public speaker?
Well, Dad was a pastor, right? So I grew up in the church, and I grew up under his preaching and my uncle's preaching, and they were fantastic public speakers. They're fantastic preachers. So I always sort of wanted to emulate them a bit. And so I did throughout high school, and just after high school, I did lots of public speaking through the church. And so that started things. And so I knew that I had a certain ability because I was called all the time. And then when I moved to Canada, that all took a bit of a hiatus, was off, and always wondered if it would come back. And the race brought it back. And I thoroughly enjoyed
Yeah,
it. A lot of fun for me.
you have to enjoy. This is really fun for me, and I also enjoy public speaking. But when I see you up there, man, you look very natural, and I was like, I wonder if if introverted and you're really hiding it, or what's going on.
Well, I'm actually quite I'm not nearly as outgoing as people would anticipate that I am. I am probably an introvert extrovert, I think is what they would call me, because I don't recharge around people. I need quiet. I need to get away to recharge. I do much better on stage than I do in person to person. I'm much better in front of 3,000 people than I am in front of three. It's just me. And I've always told people, and it shocks them when I say this, on stage is one of the safest places in the world for me. Because on stage, I'm in control. I'm in complete control. I know what I'm supposed to say. I know what I'm supposed to do. And you don't. So even if I screw up what I meant to say, unless I tell you, you have no idea. Right? I just carry on. You have no idea
It's
what my script says. You don't have no idea what the next joke is. Nothing. I'm in complete control. And as long as I don't tell you, you have no idea that I've screwed up. So I just don't tell you.
we got a chance to speak to in front of a bunch of people, and when we were coming across, and I'm the same way. One to one or one to two or three, there's a lot of pauses that happen. I don't know what to say or interact, but in front of people where I'm in charge of what I'm saying, I thrive at that. It is easier. Yeah.
And I'll tell you what, I was mesmerized by you doing interviews because I don't interview well. I find interviews like radio and television very hard. But you were just flawless through those. I was like, how does he do that?
Well, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate that. It was yeah, it seemed to go well, and a couple of blunders here and there, but no, I guess just believing in the Spinning Wheels tour and raising awareness about Parkinson's, it made such a huge difference. You're 12 years in, 12 more years. Like, where do you see U-turn Parkinson's? Where do you see PD Avengers? Where do you see Tim Hague?
PD Avengers is going to continue to grow, and it's going to have a substantial impact on the world of Parkinson's. I have no doubt. Larry is doing great things. Sonia and I are there and support him as much as we can, do as much as we can, PD Avengers. But Larry is really leading the charge there and doing a fantastic job. I see great things coming for PD Avengers. Just great, great things around the world. And I see us accomplishing meaningful things for people living with Parkinson's around the world. U-turn, I see good things coming for U-turn. It's all about money and people, right? And we've got good people, and we're getting the money. And I see growth within Manitoba soon, and I eventually see us outside of Manitoba, probably in a significant fashion, because there's very few doing what we're trying to do. And I think what we're trying to do is the thing that's needed. I appreciate those that do, a yoga class, those that do a boxing class, or those that do a spin class. But I think we need all of that under one roof with the movement disorder docs. I think we need the whole thing. And that's what I'm working on building. A medical fitness facility for Parkinson's disease that meets all of our needs under one roof and across the country. So I may be talking out of my hat, I don't know, but That's what I think
Well,
we need.
I think we need like everything in one building. And if you have Parkinson's, you know exactly where to go.
I think it needs the right vision. It needs the right research going into the tools that we're using, the right follow up, and individual prescriptions, if you will, for exercise as we go along, and then all of that. And others have it. Like Cardiac Care has a fantastic program here, and I bet, are more expensive per person than Cardiac Care is in the long haul. Parkinson's has a huge economic burden for the community, and what I'm talking about is probably peanuts to keeping us well longer, rehabilitating us where we can, and overall impact is huge. So that's my hope. That's what I'm
Yeah.
shooting for anyway.
If anyone was interested in helping you out, like any individuals or corporations out there, they can just go to the U-turn website and get in touch.
Parkinson's.org.
I'm assuming every $5 to 5 million, that range is acceptable to you.
Everything's acceptable.
Right now in Manitoba, are you just in Winnipeg? Do you have outreach to other centers?
Well, we have our online
Yeah.
classes and presence. So yes, we reach right across the country with that.
Mhm.
But as far as physical presence, yes, we're in Winnipeg right now,
Okay. Yeah.
and we're actually in a capital campaign that we've just kicked off in raising money for our own HQ, if you will, our own headquarters, so that we can have a lease
Mhm.
space of our own, that we can set up offices and gym space and all of that, and be completely contained, and then from there be able to grow out. One
Yeah.
important piece I'll throw into that is that everything that we do is free.
Yes.
That's a very important piece, whether you're in Winnipeg or beyond. Everything that we do is free. So if you want to tune into us, don't worry about money. We're donation based, and we make our exercise, our medication free to everybody who needs it.
And that is so important as well. We talk to different places across the country, and most of them are free. And I think that's so important to get people out there. It just eliminates that one barrier, right? Some people might be anxious, some people, not confident, and that's, oh, I'm going to have to pay as well. But you eliminate that, and maybe more people give it a shot. And I find once they start, feel better and have the community, people just keep coming back.
That's right. And we find we have really good retention rates. People tend to stay, show up.
The reason people are there is because of you. Like, you started this. Have you ever just went, wow, I can't believe this is happening?
Oh, yeah. At our fundraiser this past 2 weeks ago, we had 210 people there. We raised about just shy of $65,000. And I stood in front of the crowd and doing my little speech, and inside my brain just stopped, and I was like, what the crap, how did this happen? Like, I'm standing in front of 200 people here in Winnipeg, and we meant to start a little group, a little exercise class back here. How did we get here? Yeah, amazing to me. But the number one reason we're here is because I think we've had the right vision, and tons of people have come alongside me. So many people have come alongside and said, yes, we believe in this, we're going to help you get there. So it's certainly not a one-man show by any stretch of the imagination. I've had lots and lots of help, and it's truly moving to see all the people who are excited about what U-turn Parkinson is doing.
Before we wrap up, is there anything else that you need to let people know, either about you, about U-turn Parkinson's, PD Avengers, anything?
Well, there's lots that we could talk about, but just tune in, check out the websites, pdavenger.com, U-turnparkinsons.org. If you're interested in me and what I do a little bit more, you can go to timsenior.ca. That's timsr.ca. And between those three websites, you'll find everything that I do. And I'm looking forward to what comes of spinning wheels in the coming years.
Well, thank you. We are looking at setting up a cross-country relay for this summer. A couple more things have to come into place. I think the idea of cycling across the country and getting as many people involved really is a valuable endeavor.
Excellent. We look forward to being a part of that.
Everybody would like to really thank Tim Hague Sr. for coming on the Spinning Wheels Parkinson's Conversation with Jim here podcast. What an incredible story. What an incredible journey that Tim brought us along on, right? From first being diagnosed and being a nurse to having to give that up to going on the Amazing Race Canada and winning to becoming an author, starting U-turn Parkinson's in Winnipeg, Manitoba, to being a co-founder of the PD Avengers, and him, at the beginning not having any idea of where his life was going to go when he was first diagnosed. What a journey, again. And you know what? The message of being thankful for what Parkinson's has brought to his life. What a positive message that he's sending. And he's not done, right? U-turn Parkinson's not done expanding. PD Avengers not done making a difference. Tim Hague will be around for a long time. We wish him well with his DBS surgery coming up in the new year. So thanks, Tim. Hey, if you could just do one thing for us, and that would be to share this episode with just one other person, someone who you think might need it, someone who you think might just enjoy it. We would sincerely appreciate that. So until next time, be safe, everybody. We'll see you soon.
His first comments was, "It tastes awful." And, that maybe that works for cough syrup, but it shouldn't be the case for tea. So PDT tastes nice.